Hey.
Hey. Okay. So, hello everyone. I'm Paweł,
I'm Michael.
and we came here today to talk to you about how to organize a virtual conference and what is virtual conference. So before I will talk more about how to organize virtual conference, I want to tell you more about .NET Conf.pl. This is something that we're going to talk about because our talk is based on our experience of organizing this conference. So what is virtual conference? Virtual conference is basically the conference that it is not on site, it is not at some venue, but it is broadcasting by some experts at their homes, and you can watch this at your home, at the office, or on the plane. We organized the .NET Conf.pl because we noticed that there's a lot of resources in English on the internet, but there's no resources in Polish. So this conference is organized for Polish .NET community. So it is a very technical conference and specifically for Polish devs. So those are organizers. Jakub, who is not here, unfortunately. He lives in Seattle. He works for Microsoft. Michal from Just Giving, and me, also from Just Giving. We do a lot of activities on the internet, so if you want to follow us or to talk about anything, just drop a line. So today we're going to divide our session in 3 sections. What tools do we use for organizing the conference, our experience, and the tips and clues.
Yeah, so now my turn. So the .NET Conf.pl is our conference that we organized. It's not organized specifically by Just Giving, but only by us devs. And we had right now 2 editions. Now there was at 2013 and 2014. We had 7 speakers, 7 sessions. As you can see here, like 200 plus online viewers and 10,000 plus YouTube views, because we are also sharing our talks and videos in YouTube. So this year, we're also organizing edition 2015, and we are hoping to get like 300 online viewers. Now, those numbers might not be that impressive, because this is online, so it should be available everywhere, and a lot more people should attend. But you have to know that this is like a conference for Polish speakers, because we want to promote Polish-speaking people and conferences like that. And also, this is like a conference specific to .NET technology, so this is Microsoft stack. So we are already like limiting the number of people that will attend this conference. So why online? So one of the reasons this is online conference that we started doing this was because Jakub is living in Seattle, I was living in London, and Paweł was in Poland. So it was really difficult for us to create something on site, to meet each other, somewhere. Really flying like that around the world would be really difficult for us. So that's why we thought about we need to organize something online, because that's how we could really organize it. So that was mostly our reason why we did it. But there are also other reasons that you can really think about when you want to organize such an event. Like, this thing is, of course, available everywhere. So you don't have to go somewhere. You don't have to get to some venue, to some city. You don't have to travel. You can just start up your laptop, your mobile, your website, your browser, and you can just watch it from everywhere, right? So the audience is really bigger. And also a good thing about it is that a lot of on-site conferences are limited to people that really want to attend them. So, people that really want to go out somewhere, they have to buy travel tickets, they have to go out, they have to go to other city, they have to spend much more time to get into this conference. While in online context, they can just start up the machine and they can just attend. So I think the audience is really broader. You will get to much more people with that kind of thing. Also, this kind of conference is really cheap, because you don't need venue, you don't need to buy a lot of stuff, you don't need like to rent something like that, or find a sponsor for a place like that, you can just organize it online and people just get in there using their machine. And it's also quite easy because you don't have those problems like organizing sponsors, finding venues, even creating a lunch for people. You don't have to do this because in online context, the attendees, they have to take care of themselves, right? Yeah, so it's also quite easy to organize. And I talk about some of the pros and nice things about it, but there are also bad things, like with everything. So site activities, a lot of experienced people in hackathons, conferences, and events would tell you that speaking and presentations like that are just a background to start conversation, discussions that you can then follow up with other people around you. And we call it site activities, so that people are meeting up, socializing, and doing things like that. In online context, of course, it is difficult because we are not just like that sitting in here and you can't just walk to me and talk with me. So in online context, it's really more difficult to organize such things, and we still haven't found a nice solution to how to do this in online context, but we are trying to find something to do it. And preparation, I think the online thing might be more difficult to prepare for disasters, because in on-site, like here, you can organize everything, and even if there is a power outage, I could at least speak to you like that. But if there is a power outage in a speaker that lives in a different city, he can't really access the computer, he can't access the internet, so he's basically just offline, so you can't have access to him. So there might be a more difficult things to worry about when you organize something like that, and you have to have more like backup speakers and backup activities that you could just throw into the users and the viewers if something goes bad. And there's also a synchronization problem. So right now, there is no synchronization problem because I'm talking to you in a physical space and you can hear me like that. But in online context, there can be people watching your stream like 7 minutes before or 7 minutes ago, right? So if you organize something like you announce something on your stream and you announce something live, you have to think about if this will reach out people in time that are watching the stream like 7 minutes ago. So if you are organizing like Q&A session, it might get tricky and difficult because people that are watching the stream 7 minutes ago, they won't really know that there is a Q&A session. Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
So Michal said about challenges, and so how overcome these challenges, and what tools did we use to do it? So we use Google Hangout for broadcasting, YouTube for watching, Jabber for chat, and Eventbrite for event platform. So we didn't want to write everything from scratch because it would be pointless. We wanted very quickly evaluate our idea. So we use, for example, we use Eventbrite to store emails because at the first edition we did a raffle, and we didn't want to handle storing emails because it is fragile data, and I mean too much stuff to think about it. So how Google Hangouts works, how everything works together. So there are, in our solution, there are two people connected to the Google Hangout. The admin, it is somebody from us, Michal, me, or Jakub, and we inviting a speaker to Google Hangout, and he's starting broadcasting the session. So if you are not familiar with Google Hangout, it is how it looks like. So Google Hangout is very similar to Skype, and you can call, you can have a voice, video, and what is most important, you can share a desktop. So this is really important because when you're doing a presentation at the virtual context, 99% you're going to share your slides on desktop. So we do have Google Hangout, but Google Hangout has some limits. Like you can only have 10 people connected to the Hangout, the one Hangout. So how to create a virtual conference for 10,000 people if you can only have 10 people on one Hangout? then so you can when you start broadcasting, Google Hangout will generate a link to YouTube. So YouTube is a place where people watch our conference, and this link can be sent by some social media platform. So so this is the simplest way how you can organize the virtual conference without thinking about any other stuff, which we're going to extend at our talk. This is how YouTube looks like, and how our conference from the YouTube point of view looks like. So you have this is Jakub. He's trying to announce the next speaker. This is a speaker. He's doing his talk, and this is his desktop. So we have Google Hangout, YouTube, but this is very wrong. This is something difficult, because when you have a speaker and our audience, it will be one-way communication. There is no feedback for speaker. If you are sitting here, I have feedback from you that you listen, you don't listen, for example. And yeah, this is very important for speaker. So how to overcome this problem? So we introduce Jabber, which is a chat. So so during the talk, attendees audience can have a discussion when talk is ongoing. And then we have also 10-minute QA panel after each session. So we enforced to have interaction with the speaker, which I find that it is really great. This is how discussion looks like on Jabber. Sorry that it is Polish, but this Polish conference, and believe me, they are talking about the conference and session. Yep.
So there are two ways to organize something like that. The normal way is if you go back to this screen, okay, this screen. So when you initiate a Google Hangout, there's like a speaker and an admin talking to each other, and you can see like them only talking. But then you broadcast this to other viewers, and this broadcast creates a link, so people can open this link, and they are getting to basically to YouTube, right? So they just go to YouTube and they watch the conference on YouTube, and the Google infrastructure is handling everything, so you don't have to pay for anything, because YouTube is handled by Google, and yeah, they are not still wanting to make it profitable, but yeah. So this is basically YouTube, and they're watching it on YouTube, right? So you don't need your own servers. Everything is on YouTube. And the problem with this is that in continuous approach, you can have one big video, right? So here is like a break, new speaker, break, new speaker, break, new speaker. So viewers are also watching the break, and they are watching the whole stream. Just like people are streaming their games, and they are twitching on Twitch, for instance, they are just streaming their games. It's like one big continuous video. Now the problem with this is like it gives you less flexibility, because it's a one big long video, and if you want to share this video later on or even add it to YouTube, you have to edit it, and you have to spend more time editing it, and there's like a delay between when the conference has finished and after the video is available to everyone else. And we have somehow fixed this problem with the continuous video by making it sequential. So we have basically every talk is its own stream. So after the speaker finishes his stream, we end the stream, we create a new stream, and there's like a new video. So every new stream is only one simple video in a YouTube. So we already, after the speaker has finished the talk, we already can just send it to the YouTube, and it's already available there. So we don't have to edit anything, we don't have to change anything. Plus, the breaks are not recorded, so we are not wasting time of the viewers. The viewers can just watch the one presentation and the other presentation without noticing the breaks, and in this time they can go to chat and do whatever they want. And the problem with this is like, if I just end the stream in here and create a new one, there's a new link, and how to distribute the link. Now, you can distribute the YouTube link using like the Twitter, Facebook, and all the different things like that, but you can't really make sure that this link will go out to everyone. So we have created a different solution by using the basic tools that we already showed at Google Hangout, YouTube. We also added our own website, which is basically like in the place that people are just go in and they can switch to a conference context. Instead of going to YouTube, they go to our website. There is like a nice page with live view, and in this view we have an embedded YouTube player, which has a link that we just create a stream and we add this link. So this is our website, and with this approach there is a problem because whenever you change the link, people would have to refresh the site, right? They would have to refresh the site to get a new link because this is how the browser works. So we added something called WebSockets, and this is like people have to refresh the site after we change the link, right? So they have to click refresh, or we have to add something called long pooling, and the web application have to ask the server if the link has changed. We introduced something like WebSockets, which is a different way of doing things, and we can send a link from the server to the users without the interaction. So if we click, if we set a link and we click broadcast this link on our website, the video player on YouTube, or embedded YouTube player for the users, is changing the video, and they can watch the different stream. So they don't have to do anything. They don't have to refresh. They don't have to exit. They just basically are watching the different video. So this is like faking the long stream by using sequential videos, right? So we don't have to edit stuff, and we can just make the videos available just like that. Yeah.
So in a problem having a virtual conference is that you have to somehow scale up this website because it is very hard to estimate how many users you're going to have. You can have 10, 100, or in a minute everything can be viral and you can have 10,000 users. So we choose a cloud solution, which is Microsoft Azure. This is because we are .NET background. We do have a .NET background, so that's why we choose this. You can have AWS or Heroku if you like. So here is the total money that we paid for our conference. It is 76 euro cents. Yeah, it is 55p, right? So yeah, seriously. And this is another advantage of having cloud, because you don't have to buy a very special dedicated hosting where you have to pay like 10 or 20 quid for per month. So here you can, in Azure, you can spin up the website and you can terminate after conference, and you don't have to pay anything else than what you have for that time. Also, what is really great is Azure has a lot of graphs, and you can see the current usage of your resources, so you can know when you need to scale up or scale down to increase or decrease the cost.
Yeah, I will add something. So Jakub, our other guy, he was really watching those graphs because his credit card was linked to Azure. If this would go too big, he would pay a lot. So he was really happy to see this number, right? Yeah.
And don't worry, he works for Microsoft, so he could probably expense it.
Yeah, probably.
No, I'm just kidding. So virtual site activities. Michael told you that it is very hard to introduce site activities in virtual conference because you don't have people in one place. You have people in their homes, offices. So yeah, this is a big problem. Also, networking is really important, right? In this case. So how to introduce site activities to virtual conference? And apparently it is very easy to do it because people, they gather together by themselves. So those guys are in the office, and they watching our conference. So still, people, they don't want to be at basement with their computer. They still want to be together. This is very important. And yeah, it's not only them, but we got information that people from their homes inviting other devs, they're watching together session or at the bar. So this is really cool.
Yeah, we could move this idea even further and have conference online, but people meeting each other in some bars and places where they can watch it together, right? So there are a lot of options with that, and it's a lot of cheaper even for companies. Like if you have devs that would just go out to your office and just watch the conference like that, you don't have to pay for the tickets, for the venue, for the hotel, for anything like that. So it's really even better way maybe the online has a lot of really good benefits to this, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so I mentioned you that the problem with one-way communication, that you as a speaker, you would like to have feedback if you're talking good or if your session is okay for audience. So we thought that it would be great to have questionnaire after the conference. So we created this, and each speaker, there was a question that you had to score each speaker, and you can also extend by additional feedback. And we, as an organizer, we would like to have a feedback, because when you have a normal conference, I can always walk to you and just ask how do you like it. And in virtual conference, it is not easy to knock to the door to somebody's place and how do you like it? So yeah, we also added a few questions about our conference, and what was really great that we got also around 70 responses, and a lot of them, there were really deep feedback. So it is really cool. And a lot of ideas we implemented in the next year. So this is cool, yeah.
Yeah, so there was supposed to be a summary in here, but we don't have really a summary. Well, we showed you some little tools. We don't have time really right now to show you step by step how to use Google Hangout and YouTube and how to really do this, but this is really simple. You just start a conversation in Google Hangout, you just click one button, you get a YouTube link, you broadcast this link, and you have an event, like a conference. You don't even have to worry about Azure Cloud and scaling like that, because all this scaling will be done on Google infrastructure using YouTube and Google Hangout. So basically, it's even a free conference completely. We showed you this number, like 70-60 euro cent, and this was a price for our website, our just simple website. That's why just basically showing a YouTube embedded link, and that's all. So hopefully, we showed you that there are tools available right now, and they are free, that you can organize online event just like that without any problems and without any complex preparation. The learning curve is really slow. And are there any questions right now? Yeah.
Everything looks really impressive, so I really like the technologies. Do you plan on making an international version, so in English? That's going to be quite helpful for companies as well. So, for example, my company would definitely be interested in watching all the talks.
There are ideas to do this. There are maybe plans to do this. Right now, we don't know. The good thing about us organizing Polish conference is that we know a lot of good Polish speakers that are really the best speakers in .NET sector, in .NET technology in Poland, and they attract really a nice number of developers to this conference. The problem with international one, we don't have right now all the connections that we would need to do. Plus, 2 years when we started, our English wasn't really perfect. Then we moved into the UK, me and Pawel, so we started learning English, and it got better and better and better. So maybe one day we'll see. I don't know yet. Right now, we might plan to do 2 conferences a year. So maybe one of them might be international.
Yeah.
But this is really a great idea to expand this idea.
Okay, we've got time for one more question. Nope. Okay, round of applause for Pawel and Michal.
Yeah, thanks.
Well done.